Hello! This is Dr. Rat with another AI reading of SCP-5335. Please enjoy, and let me know what you think of this video. Item number SCP-5335. Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-I Web Crawler Lambda 207 Wallbanger has been reassigned to trawl several forums and social media platforms with the potential to indicate prospective destinations of GOI-233, Herman Fuller's Circus of the Disquieting, and SCP-5335. As of July 21, 2020, these measures have been deemed insufficient due to GOI-233's anomalous mode of travel. As such, predictive analytics have been added to Lambda 207. None of the three instances of SCP-5335 are currently in containment. In the event that one or more of the SCP-5335 instances are contained, these procedures should be updated to include the contained instances archived containment procedures. Description: SCP-5335 collectively refers to three genetically, although not physically, identical humanoids that all identify themselves as some variation of Agent McNeil, formerly an FBI Unusual Incidents Unit operative. This report contains all relevant data gleaned from the FBI UIU case file, as well as additional data gathered in the ongoing apprehension of all three iterations have been given a high priority. MTF Pi-6 Clown Wranglers has been assigned to the ongoing investigation primarily for their expertise in encountering and capturing bosomorphic class entities. CP-5335 was originally a decorated special agent of the FBI. According to the FBI UIU personnel file for Special Agent McNeil, the subject in question was initially described as slight, dark-complexioned, and of indeterminate gender. 1. SCP-5335-1 appears to generally fit this description, but they have successfully evaded capture since they were first apprehended by the FBI UIU on January 23, 1935. It is unknown if SCP-5335-1 shares the abilities of SCP-5335-2 and 3 beyond biological immortality. SCP-5335-2 and 3 have both exhibited the ability to radically alter their physical form and identity via complete cellular regeneration to take on the appearance of a variety of baseline humans. This process does not appear to be under their control, as it only triggers upon the death of the current instance. This massive cellular regeneration produces a fully grown adult human and appears to select physical characteristics at random. The only constant has been that the entities have been reported to retain a high degree of physical aptitude, and their memories, personalities, and abilities appear unaffected. The current appearance of all three of the SCP-5335 iterations is unknown. Attached Addenda Discovery. SCP-5335 was originally brought to researchers' attention during an ongoing mutual exchange of files between the Foundation and the FBI Unusual Incidents Unit, which began in 2001. Initially created to investigate the activities of GOI-233, Herman Fuller's Circus of the Disquieting. The FBI UIU's case designation was modified to include a kidnapping charge after Special Agent McNeil was captured by GOI-233 operatives. This was subsequently updated again once it became known that SCP-5335 had begun to actively collaborate with GOI-233. Since jurisdiction over SCP-5335 was passed to the Foundation, MTF Pi-6 Clown Wranglers have engaged repeatedly with SCP-5335 with limited success. In March of 2012, Pi-6 agents were able to apprehend SCP-5335-2, and it was transferred to a standard humanoid containment cell at Site-81. Initial subject interview transcript date, March 13, 2012. Interviewed, SCP-5335-2 MIC. Interviewer, Dr. Imogene Stewart. Forward, subject has been polite and cooperative, and appears to accept containment. While not fully docile, the subject is amenable to conversation, and willingly consented to the interview. Begin log. Dr. Stewart. Good morning, SCP-5335-2. I am Dr. Imogene Stewart, and I'd like to ask you a few questions. SCP-5335-2 MIC. Please. Agent McNeil If you're the formal type. Dr. Stewart, why? You're no longer an FBI UIU agent. I think you've made that clear. SCP-5335-2. I find that most labels, titles, and names are arbitrary. I think it sounds good. SCP-5335-2 leans slightly towards Dr. Stewart. SCP-5335-2. Hey, listen, if you ever do get spooked, please don't tell him I said that first part. Dr. Stewart, I'll keep that in mind. SCP-5335-2, nodding, that is all I ask. Dr. Stewart, so Mick. I'll need to ask you some questions about how you came to be like you are and dash. SCP-5335-2, in the custody of the SCP Doctor, you should know that. Dr. Stewart, stop bullshitting and don't cut me off. I mean how you became three separate entities. SCP-5335-2, you'd have to ask Fuller about the specifics of that, and he's no longer around. A small correction though, we aren't exactly separate. Dr. Stewart, I see. While that may be the case, I am asking you. SCP-5335-2, okay, Fuller did his weird Nalka magic on us when we were still together, and now there are three of us. Mick-Mac and the spook. Dr. Stewart, can you be more specific about those statements? SCP-5335-2, it's almost lunchtime, Doctor. I don't want to ruin my appetite or yours. Dr. Stewart, what caused your feud with the Unusual Incidents Unit? SCP-5335-2, if you're going to tell me not to bullshit you, you shouldn't do it yourself, Doctor. We know you have the files. Dr. Stewart, humor me. SCP-5335-2, if it took our former colleagues any time to decide we were beyond saving, none of us could tell. Dr. Stewart, is that why you joined the circus? SCP-5335-2, smiling, honey. Who doesn't want to run away and join the circus from time to time? It's the greatest show in all the worlds. Dr. Stewart, okay, I get the message. We will reconvene in a few days to discuss your history with the circus. SCP-5335-2, I don't reckon we will. End log. Closing statement. Interview was terminated shortly after the subject's final statement, which it never elaborated upon. Security around SCP-5335-2's containment cell has been tightened as a result. Shortly after the initial interview, Site-81 experienced a highly localized series of security system failures, and SCP-5335-2 was able to breach containment with the assistance of 1 and 3. To date, the 12 days that the Foundation had custody of SCP-5335-2 represents the longest period that the Foundation has been able to contain any of the SCP-5335 instances. While much of SCP-5335's history prior to their joining GOI-233 has been stricken from the record, the Foundation was able to locate the single living person that could possibly shed some light onto who Agent McNeil was when they were actively an FBI UIU agent. Interviewed retired FBI UIU agent Jackson Hooper. Interviewer Dr. Imogene Stewart. Forward. UIU agent Jackson Hooper was the only surviving UIU agent to have worked directly with the original SCP-5335 instance. Unfortunately, he was in the early stages of Alzheimer's syndrome. He could remember little. Class A nestics were supplied to the subject in the hopes that their use would aid his memory. Begin log. Dr. Stewart, well, Mr. Hooper, let's begin. Do you recall working with an Agent McNeil? Agent Hooper, that queer fucking hell, that kid was a strange one. Yeah, a couple times. Why, Dr. Stewart, we're conducting an investi-dash. Agent Hooper, you wait now. What kind of investigation? I ain't done nothing wrong. I'm a model agent. Oldest in the unit, in fact. You'd best not be trying to implicate me in nothing now. Dr. Stewart, sighing, as I was saying, Mr. Hooper, we're conducting an investigation in order to apprehend Agent McNeil. You're the only living agent who worked with them. What were the circumstances surrounding their disappearance? I understand you were present, Agent Hooper. Ah, that's good, traitorous ass he were. Hope you find that kid. I'll have a word or two for him. Dr. Stewart, that's irrelevant, Mr. Hooper, please answer the question. Agent Hooper, straight to it. I've had a couple like you. I can dig it. Dr. Stewart, answer my question, Mr. Hooper. Agent Hooper, fine. It was a long time ago. Dr. Stewart, go on. Agent Hooper, I'm thinking. Don't you be hurrying me along, you hear? Several seconds pass in silence. Well, we was trying to get info on them screwy circus folk. They was popping up all over the damn place, and we was having a hell of a time trying to stop them. Was like they didn't have to travel like regular folk or nothing. Dr. Stewart, we know about Herman Fuller's circus. Agent Hooper. I was asking Abu Agent Hooper, I knows, give me a break. Y'all kids these days don't know how to show damn respect. Like I said, we was trying to get information. See, McNeil had this way with folk, could get them to talk like he was some sort of shrink. So we was going in to see what we could find. That I was with Tommy Meyer, I think. We worked together a good couple times, me and Tommy. Watched each other's backs and all. Dr. Stewart, Agent Hooper, please. Agent Hooper, alright, Jesus woman. Tommy and me, we got ourselves lost in some mirrors. That's what we did. Shard to find the way out when everything's just our faces staring back at us. Most of the fun shit happened while we was lost, and us two got out just as McNeil was calling for extraction. We was trying to meet up behind the big top, but things were going to shit. Those clowns kept popping up from everywhere. Hell, they was the weirdest things when they were coming after us like that. I think 2 agents went down, 'cause Meyer was bleeding like a pig when we all got out. Dr. Stewart, how did you manage to escape? Agent Hooper, McNeil fucking queer managed to steer the clowns the other way. Shit was the damnedest thing. I think that he was dancing or some shit. That point, Draper grabbed us all and we got out. I never saw McNeil after that. Heard he turned traitor. Spent a while looking for son of a bitch at least, till I got myself reassigned. I think Draper stayed on a bit. Dr. Stewart, I see. Thank you, Agent Hooper. That'll be all. End log. Closing statement. It's clear that McNeil wasn't well liked, even if they were respected by the people working for them. We attempted to locate any relatives of Agent C. Draper, but he had no children or siblings when he was transferred to the Office of Strategic Services. OSS records indicate that he was lost in action in France in 1944, and his parents died a few months apart in 1946. Electronic copy below as per Federal Records Act FBI, UIU file 1932-013. Herman Fuller's Circus of the Disquieting. Command Section Chief redacted, and then the rest of the names are crossed off. Summary: the circus is an anomalous group that is known to be operating throughout the entirety of the United States. Confirmed reports have placed the circus in Chicago, Illinois, San Francisco, California, Sacramento, California, Madison, Wisconsin, Sarasota, Florida, Allentown, Pennsylvania, and many other cities all across the country. Numerous accounts of injuries sustained while visiting the circus, along with multiple deaths and disappearances attributed to circus activities, show that it represents a serious and present danger to the citizenry of the United States, and all appropriate efforts should be put forth to protect the United States and her citizens from this threat. While it is currently unknown how many people are employed by the circus, due to the nature of their rapid deployment and movement about the country, it is safe to assume that they can call upon vast material and personnel resources. Footnotes 1. This statement is believed to have been a product of a lack of understanding and acceptance regarding individuals of non-standard gender identities. Based on information gained from several secondary sources, it is believed that Agent McNeil was gender fluid. According to testimony obtained from SCP-2094, the gender and sexual identities of SCP-5335-2 and 3 is variable between instances. 2. Date. This file exchange has provided an unknown number of documents scattered across 538 standard-sized file cabinets, with no clear system of organization. Point 3. The report appears to refer to this one as Manny after this point. Dr. Stewart 4. Since Incident 5335.Inc. 01, these kinetoglyphs have been observed to be far more potent than FBI UIU records describe. This SCP has a lot of documents related to various encounters. If you would like to read them for yourself, just head over to the official page for 5335. Just don't mention me by name. I don't want to have another close call.